Hey everyone, and welcome back to Friendly English Practice. I'm Lina, and today we are tackling the single biggest frustration I hear from all of you, the freeze. You study so hard, you know the rules, but when it's time to speak, you freeze up and those perfect English sentences vanish. Why? Because you're treating English like a test, not a tool. Fluent speakers, my most successful students, don't study more. They start their day differently. Today, I'm giving you the ultimate 7-step morning routine, the habits we call the Friendly 7, that will force your brain out of translation mode and into automatic fluency. This isn't just theory. This is the morning blueprint for effortless English. Let's get started. Before we dive into habit 1, we need a promise. We need a mindset shift. Throw out the idea of the 6-hour weekend study marathon. That's intensity and it leads to burnout. Fluency, my friends, is all about consistency. Think of it this way. If you try to build a beautiful wall, would you place 100 bricks one day and none for the next 6 days? No, you place 15 perfect bricks every single day. The morning is your moment because your brain is rested, receptive, and not yet cluttered with the day's stress. These 7 habits combined take only about 25 to 30 minutes total. They are micro decisions that build macro fluency. We are moving English out of your textbook folder and into your instinct folder where it belongs. All right, let's get right to the very first habit, the psychological anchor for your whole day. Habit number 1 is stop translating, start thinking. The goal is non-negotiable. From the second your eyes open, you must force your inner voice into English. Many of you let your native language kickstart your brain. By the time you get to English study, your brain is already exhausted from translating. We're stopping that. The moment your alarm goes off, use simple sensory English. Don't worry about grammar. Say internally, the sheets are so soft. My dog is making noise. I am going to check my phone now. Advanced friendly application, linking to emotion. This is how fluent people operate. Use this fresh morning time to label your feelings in English. Are you cautious about today's weather? Are you eager for breakfast? When you link words like cautious or eager to a genuine morning feeling, you create a powerful emotional memory. This bypasses the analytical part of your brain and moves the language straight to the instinctual fluency zone. Lina's challenge? For the next 3 days, I want you to commit to the 90-second English wake-up. Don't allow one thought in your native language for that first minute and a half. It's a small act, but it creates powerful momentum for the rest of your day. Great! Now that we've flipped the internal switch with habit 1, we need to feed our English brain. The next 2 habits focus on input mastery. Think of your brain as a hungry plant. It needs constant, gentle nourishment to thrive. We're going to cover 2 powerful ways to absorb English without feeling like you're studying. This is the ultimate time saver. Habit number 2 is listen while doing simple things. I call this using your dead time. What is dead time? It's the 10 minutes spent walking the dog, the 5 minutes waiting for your water to boil, or the time you're mindlessly showering or folding laundry. Fluent speakers don't waste this time. They use it for passive immersion. Put on an English podcast, an audiobook, or some lively English commentary on a sport you like. The deep dive, the sound frequency trick. Crucially, don't try to understand every word. That's the mistake. Your goal here is to train your ear to the sound frequencies of English. You are absorbing the rhythm, the intonation, the stress patterns. This is vital because English often sounds like one long word to beginners. By passively listening daily, your brain slowly learns to segment those words naturally. This is like giving your brain an immersion bath. My biggest tip? Choose content that is slightly easier than your current level. If it's too hard, your brain will tune out completely. Just 10 minutes, 5 days a week is over 40 hours of powerful passive exposure annually. Next up, we move to active input. Habit number 3 is read something small but consistent. Your morning brain is rested, but it's not ready for heavy lifting. This habit is your 5-minute vocabulary feast. Choose just one small thing, a fun article about travel, a recipe you want to try, or one chapter from a simple novel. The deep dive, context over lists. Why morning reading? Because reading expands your vocabulary not through lists, but through context. When you read the word unprecedented in a news article about a flood, the word gains immediate meaning and stays with you. Lina's strategy for retention? Find one new, interesting phrase or word. Don't try to find 10. Write that one word on a sticky note and put it where you'll see it later. This keeps the task pleasurable. If you enjoy the content, if you feel curious or happy while reading, the words are far more likely to stick in your long-term memory. Make this a ritual. Coffee plus 5 minutes of English reading. It's the gentle English breakfast your vocabulary needs.
So, we've covered our input systems, passive listening and active reading. Our brains are full of English potential. But now we hit the barrier. Output. How do we get the words to come out smoothly and quickly? That leads us directly to the most powerful habit in this entire list, the one I call the game changer. We've filled our brains with input from habits 1, 2, and 3, but now comes the scary part. Output. This is where most learners fail. They have a brilliant English brain, but their English mouth hasn't been trained. If you want automatic, fluid speech, you have to bypass the internal critic and activate your physical speaking muscles. This next habit is the single most effective, zero-cost, game-changing technique you can use. Habit number 4 is speak out loud, the out loud narrative. This is not optional. Fluent speakers describe their actions, their feelings, and their plans to themselves out loud every morning. Your task is to become the invisible narrator of your own life. When you're alone, you must speak. Why is this the game changer? Because speaking English is not just a mental activity. It is a physical skill. English uses different mouth shapes, tongue positions, and breathing patterns than your native language. When you only think a sentence, your muscles do nothing. Then, when you finally speak a sentence, your mouth feels awkward, your tongue trips, and you lose confidence. You hesitate. Lina's tip: physical training. By speaking out loud, even simple sentences like, "I am opening the cupboard to get a bowl," you are creating muscle memory. You are synchronizing your thoughts with your speech apparatus. Think of it like a musician practicing scales. It might sound silly, but it trains your mouth to form the sounds automatically. The goal isn't to sound perfect. The goal is to feel the rhythm and connection. Many of you tell me, "Lina, I feel silly talking to myself." That's your inner critic. Ignore it. The cost of feeling silly for 2 minutes is worth the reward of instant fluency later. 3 ways to practice the narrative. 1. The sensory walk. Walk around your apartment and describe objects. This chair is brown and quite dusty. I need to clean it. 2. The planning monologue. Describe your day's plan. After this, I have to call my boss. I hope the meeting isn't too long. 3. Shadowing. Advanced.
Put on a short English clip and try to speak exactly 1 second after the speaker, mimicking their speed and intonation. This supercharges your muscle training. Commit to 5 minutes of uninterrupted, out loud speaking every morning, even if you stammer. This is how you build the highway from your brain to your mouth. You have now conquered the hardest part, activating output. We've gone from internal thought to physical speech. But how do we make sure we don't forget everything? We need to lock in that new knowledge. That's what habits 5 and 6 are all about: retention and structure. Fantastic! We've generated English output with our narration. But what's the use of learning if you forget it all by lunchtime? The next two habits are all about retention and structure. They are your insurance policy against forgetting. We're locking the new words into your long-term memory and ensuring your grammar is polished. Habit number 5 is review and repeat, the memory lock. Most learners waste time relearning the same vocabulary because they don't review it properly. Fluent speakers dedicate just 3 to 5 minutes every morning to consolidating what they learned yesterday. This is the science of spaced repetition applied to your routine. The deep dive, harnessing the morning brain. When you review material in the morning, your brain is optimal for memory consolidation. Pull out that one new word or phrase you found in your reading. Habit 3, or that tricky sentence structure from yesterday's lesson. Look at it, say it out loud, combining it with habit 4, and try to use it in a quick, new sentence. For example, if you learn the word crucial, say, reviewing this word is crucial for my fluency. This process moves information from your fragile short-term memory to your robust long-term memory. It makes the word feel natural and automatic when you need it later in a real conversation. Now, let's refine the output. Speaking is messy, but writing forces precision. Habit number 6 is write one small thought. You don't need to write an essay, just 2 to 3 grammatically complex sentences. The deep dive, targeting complexity. This is where you proactively address your weaknesses. If you struggle with the present perfect, force yourself to write a sentence using it. I have been learning English for 3 years and I am finally seeing results. If you need practice with complex sentence structures, use a conjunction like although or since. Although it's cloudy outside, I am feeling optimistic about the day's tasks. This small, focused writing exercise every morning is like a personal mini-editor. It slows you down, helps you spot your own grammatical errors, and builds the muscle for structuring cohesive English thoughts. It is the bridge between chaotic conversation and polished communication. Incredible! We have successfully engaged our minds, filled them with input, forced output, and now locked the learning into memory. But how do we guarantee all this morning work translates into real-world action? We need to set a target. The final habit is the simplest, but it gives your day purpose and momentum. We've built the perfect morning engine. We've activated our thoughts, fueled our vocabulary, trained our mouth, and locked in the learning. But all that work is pointless if it doesn't translate into real-world action. The final simple habit ensures your momentum carries you all day long. Habit number 7 is set one small, achievable goal for the day. This is the easiest habit, but it's the most critical for accountability. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Before you close your notebook, give your English learning purpose for the next 12 hours. The deep dive is specificity is key. Your goal cannot be vague, like I will practice English. It must be specific, measurable, and action-oriented. For example, not be more confident, but I will ask 3 open-ended questions during the team meeting. Not learn new words, but I will actively use the word crucial from Habit 5's review in one email today. This simple act transforms passive learning into active application. When you successfully achieve that goal at 4 p.m., you get a powerful, natural boost of confidence that guarantees you'll be excited to start the routine again tomorrow morning. It provides closure and immediate reward. So there you have it, the friendly 7 morning habits for automatic fluency. This isn't about finding more time, it's about reallocating your first 30 minutes. Remember, consistency beats intensity anytime. If you follow this routine, thinking, listening, reading, speaking out loud, reviewing, writing, and setting a goal, you are actively forcing your brain to use English as a functional, living language. The translation engine will slowly burn out, and the automatic fluency engine will take over. Now, I have a challenge for you, my friendly learners. Don't try all 7 habits tomorrow. That's too much. I want you to choose one habit, the one that felt the most powerful or the one you ignore the most. Probably habit number 4, speaking out loud. Commit to that one habit for the next 7 mornings. I want to hear about your experience. Tell me in the comments below, which habit did you choose? And what change are you already noticing? Your feedback fuels this whole channel. If this video gave you the blueprint you needed, please hit that like button right now, share this with a friend, and subscribe to Friendly English Practice for more strategies that help you stop studying and start speaking. Thank you so much for watching. Keep up the fantastic work, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.